TikTok has created another viral weight loss sensation, and this time it involves nothing more than oats, water, and lime juice. The Ozempic challenge has millions of views and thousands of people documenting their dramatic transformations. Some users claim they've lost 40 pounds in just 2 months by drinking this simple mixture every morning. The name is a clever play on Ozempic, the expensive prescription medication that's been making headlines for its dramatic weight loss effects. But unlike its pharmaceutical namesake, Ozempic costs less than $1 to make and uses ingredients you probably already have in your kitchen. The trend has exploded across social media with people sharing before and after photos, daily weigh-ins, and detailed documentation of their 30-day challenges. However, behind the viral videos and success stories lies a more complex reality about what's actually happening when people drink blended oats for weight loss.
The science behind why some people see results is both simpler and more nuanced than the social media hype suggests. Understanding the real mechanisms at work, the potential benefits and risks, and how to approach this trend safely is crucial before you jump on the Oatzempic bandwagon.
The Ozempic recipe couldn't be simpler, which is part of its appeal to people overwhelmed by complicated diet plans and expensive weight loss programs. The basic formula consists of half a cup of rolled oats, 1 cup of water, and the juice from half a lime, all blended together until smooth. Some variations include a dash of cinnamon for flavor, but the core ingredients remain the same. The drink is typically consumed first thing in the morning on an empty stomach, often as part of an intermittent fasting routine. Proponents recommend drinking it daily for at least 30 days to see maximum results. The texture is admittedly unusual, described by many users as watery and somewhat chalky. But enthusiasts insist that the results make the unpalatable taste worthwhile. The entire drink contains approximately 150 calories, significantly fewer than most typical breakfast meals. This low calorie count is actually one of the primary reasons the trend appears to work for weight loss, though the mechanisms are more straightforward than the dramatic claims might suggest. Many users combine the Ozempic drink with extended fasting periods, effectively using it as their only source of calories for 12 to 16 hours. Others drink it as a meal replacement for breakfast, while maintaining their regular eating schedule for the rest of the day. The timing and context in which people consume Ozempic significantly impacts the results they experience, though this nuance is often lost in the simplified social media presentations of the trend. The name Ozempic deliberately capitalizes on the popularity and effectiveness of GLP-1 medications like Ozempic, Wegovy, and Mounjaro. But the comparison is misleading at best. Ozempic contains semaglutide, a synthetic hormone that mimics GLP-1 and stays active in your system for days, dramatically reducing appetite and slowing digestion. The medication works by binding to specific receptors in your brain and digestive system, creating powerful and sustained effects on hunger and satiety. Ozempic, on the other hand, relies on the natural fiber content of oats to provide much more modest and temporary effects. While oats do contain beta-glucan, a type of soluble fiber that can trigger the release of natural GLP-1 in your body, the amount and duration of this response is nowhere near the pharmaceutical effects of actual Ozempic. The natural GLP-1 release from eating fiber lasts for hours, not days, and the magnitude is significantly smaller. This doesn't mean oats are ineffective for weight management, but it does mean that claims about Ozempic providing equivalent results to prescription medications are greatly exaggerated. The real benefits of Ozempic come from more basic principles of weight loss, rather than any magical properties that mimic expensive drugs. Understanding this distinction is important for setting realistic expectations and avoiding disappointment when the results don't match the most dramatic success stories circulating on social media. The mechanism behind Ozempic's weight loss effects is actually quite straightforward and relies on well-established principles of nutrition and caloric balance. The primary factor is simple calorie reduction. A typical American breakfast might contain anywhere from 300 to 800 calories, depending on whether it includes items like eggs, bacon, toast, juice, or coffee drinks. Replacing this with a 150-calorie oat drink immediately creates a significant daily caloric deficit. Over the course of a month, this deficit alone could result in several pounds of weight loss, assuming no changes to other meals or activities. The fiber content in oats provides the second mechanism of action. Beta-glucan, the soluble fiber found in oats, absorbs water and forms a gel-like substance in your stomach. This physically increases the volume of food in your digestive system, triggering stretch receptors that signal fullness to your brain. The fiber also slows the rate at which food leaves your stomach, extending the feeling of satiety for several hours after consumption. This can reduce the likelihood of mid-morning snacking and may lead to naturally smaller lunch portions. The third factor is the potential impact on blood sugar regulation. The soluble fiber in oats helps slow the absorption of any carbohydrates consumed later in the day, preventing dramatic spikes and crashes in blood glucose that can trigger hunger and cravings. However, it's important to note that these effects are relatively modest and temporary compared to the dramatic appetite suppression experienced with pharmaceutical interventions. Many people who try the Ozempic challenge report surprising results beyond just weight loss, though individual experiences vary significantly. The most commonly reported benefit is reduced hunger throughout the morning hours. People who typically feel ravenous by mid-morning often find they can comfortably wait until lunch without snacking. This appetite suppression effect appears to be strongest during the first few weeks of the challenge, when the high fiber intake represents a significant change from previous eating patterns. Some users report improved digestive regularity, which makes sense given the significant increase in soluble fiber intake. However, this can also lead to initial digestive discomfort for people who aren't accustomed to consuming large amounts of fiber. Bloating, gas, and changes in bowel movements are common during the first week of the challenge. Energy levels are another frequently mentioned effect, though reports are mixed. Some people describe feeling more stable energy throughout the morning without the typical blood sugar fluctuations that come from higher calorie, higher sugar breakfast options. Others report feeling sluggish or low energy, particularly if they're combining the oat drink with extended fasting periods. The psychological effects shouldn't be underestimated either. Many participants report feeling more in control of their eating habits and more motivated to make healthy choices throughout the day. Starting the morning with a deliberate, health-focused choice seems to create momentum for better decision-making during subsequent meals. Despite the enthusiasm surrounding Oatzempic, nutrition experts have raised several important concerns about the trend, particularly when it's used as a long-term meal replacement strategy. The most significant issue is nutritional inadequacy. While oats provide some protein, healthy fats, vitamins, and minerals, they don't constitute a complete nutritional profile for a meal. A half cup of oats contains only about 5 grams of protein, which is far below the 25 to 30 grams recommended for optimal satiety and muscle protein synthesis. The drink also lacks healthy fats, which are essential for hormone production, nutrient absorption, and sustained energy. People who rely on Ozempic as their primary breakfast for extended periods may develop nutrient deficiencies, particularly in protein, healthy fats, vitamin B12, iron, and other micronutrients typically found in more complete breakfast meals. Another concern is the potential for disordered eating patterns. The challenge format, with its focus on dramatic weight loss in short time frames, can promote an unhealthy relationship with food and unrealistic expectations about sustainable weight management. The emphasis on rapid results may encourage people to view weight loss as a quick fix rather than a gradual lifestyle change. For people with diabetes or blood sugar regulation issues, Ozempic presents additional considerations. While the fiber can help moderate blood sugar responses, oats are still a significant source of carbohydrates that can cause glucose spikes, particularly when consumed in liquid form, where the fiber may be less effective at slowing absorption. The social media presentation of Ozempic results often lacks important context about what else participants are doing during their 30-day challenges. Many successful users combine the oat drink with significant changes to their overall eating patterns, exercise routines, or lifestyle habits. Some are simultaneously practicing intermittent fasting, reducing portion sizes at other meals, eliminating processed foods, or increasing their physical activity levels. These additional changes likely contribute significantly to the weight loss results, but are often downplayed in favor of attributing success solely to the Ozempic drink. This creates a misleading impression of cause and effect that could lead to disappointment for people who try the drink without making other supportive changes. Additionally, much of the dramatic weight loss reported in the first few weeks likely represents water weight and digestive changes rather than fat loss. When people significantly reduce their caloric intake and increase their fiber consumption, their bodies naturally shed excess water and waste, which can account for several pounds of initial weight loss. This early success can be motivating, but it's important to understand that the rate of loss will typically slow after the first week or two as the body adjusts to the new eating pattern. For people who want to try incorporating oat-based drinks into their weight loss routine, there are ways to do so more safely and effectively than the basic Ozempic formula. The most important modification is ensuring adequate protein intake. Consider adding a scoop of unflavored protein powder to the blend, which can boost the protein content to 25 or 30 grams, while only adding about 100 calories. Greek yogurt is another option that provides protein along with probiotics for digestive health. Including healthy fats can also improve the nutritional profile and increase satiety. A tablespoon of almond butter, chia seeds, or ground flaxseed adds essential fatty acids and helps slow digestion for more sustained energy release. For people concerned about blood sugar impacts, steel-cut oats may be a better choice than rolled oats because they are less processed and have a lower glycemic index. However, steel-cut oats require cooking before blending, which adds preparation time to the routine. The timing of consumption can also be optimized for better results. Instead of using the oat drink as a complete meal replacement, consider it as a pre-meal appetizer consumed 15 to 20 minutes before a smaller but more nutritionally complete breakfast. This approach harnesses the appetite-suppressing effects of the fiber while still ensuring adequate nutrition from other food sources. Rather than viewing Oatzempic as a standalone weight loss solution, it's more productive to consider it as one component of a comprehensive approach to healthy eating and weight management. The principles that make Oatzempic effective, increased fiber intake, calorie awareness, and consistent meal timing, can be applied in numerous ways that provide better long-term results. Incorporating more high-fiber foods throughout the day, such as vegetables, fruits, legumes, and whole grains, provides sustained benefits without the restrictions of a single food approach. Focusing on meal composition that includes adequate protein, healthy fats, and complex carbohydrates creates more balanced nutrition while still supporting weight loss goals. The psychological benefits of starting the day with a health-focused choice can be achieved through various breakfast options that provide better nutritional value than blended oats alone. Steel-cut oatmeal with berries, nuts, and a protein source offers similar fiber benefits with more complete nutrition. Greek yogurt with fruit and granola provides protein, probiotics, and fiber in a more balanced combination. Even a vegetable omelet with whole grain toast delivers sustained energy and satiety while supporting muscle maintenance during weight loss. The popularity of Ozempic reflects a broader desire for simple, accessible weight loss solutions that don't require expensive products or complicated protocols. This desire is understandable, especially given the high cost and limited availability of prescription weight loss medications. However, the most sustainable and healthy approach to weight loss involves gradual changes that can be maintained long-term, rather than dramatic short-term interventions. The principles that make Ozempic work for some people, creating a caloric deficit, increasing fiber intake, and improving meal timing, are all valuable components of a healthy weight loss strategy. But these principles can be applied in ways that provide better nutrition and more sustainable results than relying on a single food replacement. For people who find the Oatzempic challenge motivating or helpful as a starting point, consider it as a bridge to developing more comprehensive healthy eating habits, rather than a permanent solution. Use the initial success to build confidence and momentum for making broader dietary improvements that will support long-term health and weight management. Remember that the most effective weight loss approaches are those that you can maintain for months and years, not just weeks or days. The goal should be developing a positive relationship with food and sustainable habits that support your health and well-being for life, rather than achieving rapid but temporary results that may not be maintainable over time.